Hello guys and welcome back to another class of our course about the complete introduction to Excel VBA. So in today's class we are going to, we're still talking about macros, and we're going to learn how to do some really interesting things with those elements. So basically each and every one of you know how to save a document, and also what we're going to learn as well is security. So basically how you can securize your document. What's cool about this class is that we are going to create buttons basically for our document, for our macros I mean, and we're going to store our macros inside of those buttons. And this way, if you guys want to run your macro, instead of having to go here and selecting the macro that you want, what's gonna happen is that you will have access to a button. You will just click on it and it will automatically do the task for you, which is pretty cool in my opinion. All right, so first step of what we want to do, we want to save our document, and basically we want to record the macro saving our document. So how exactly can we save a document on Excel? So pretty simple. On your keyboard you have a shortcut that is Control S. So simply click on the Control button and then S, and as you can see it will automatically save your document. So what exactly we want to do right now, it's pretty simple. We simply want to record it inside of a macro. So this is exactly what we are going to do. So basically we are going to go here, click on record macro, and we'll call it save button. Then we click on OK. Now what we want to record is simply us clicking on Control S, and it's done. Then you can stop the recording part. For those of you who can't find the Control S, you can just go into File and then Save, and it's gonna be right there. So basically you just click on Save, or you can just click here on the button right there, so you can save your document this way. So right now what we will do, we are going to run our macro. So pretty simple, we'll go here, we can run our macro, which is Save button, and it works pretty fine. All right, so what is the next step? The next step is creating a button for our macro. So pretty simple, how exactly can we create a button? So we're going to go here. So stay in the developer tab. We're going to go into Insert. And here you will have a lot of different buttons that you can create. So you have buttons if you want to create a survey, you have different buttons that you can create. And you have this button right here, which is a macro button. So we'll click on it, and then we'll create ourselves a button. So we'll call it save. It's gonna be the save button. And now we can change the name of it. So we'll call it save. Here we go. So now our button is ready. So now it should work perfectly fine. So the next step will simply be testing our button. And how exactly can we test this button? It's pretty simple. It's just by clicking on it. So we can go here and just click on our button, and as you can see, it works perfectly. Good. So right now you know how to create a button that you can where you can integrate your macro in. And basically what exactly you can do besides of this, it's pretty simple. You can save a whole macro inside of a button. So basically the macro that we have created in the past class, it's possible to create a button and basically save your macro inside of this button. So each time you click on the button, it's gonna be a shortcut for your macro. All right, next thing that we are going to learn today is protecting your document. So basically, let's say you want to protect your sheet, and how exactly can you protect it? So when I'm talking about protection, I'm talking about password protection, and this is exactly what we are going to do today. So pretty simple, we are going to basically protect our document with a password. So it works pretty much the same way as I told you. So we are going to create a macro that will help us, that will allow us to basically create a password for our document. So pretty simple, we're going to protect and unprotect our document with the use of a macro. So pretty simple, how to protect a document. So first thing, you will go into the review tab, and here you will have those two elements right here. So you will have protect your sheet. So basically, what does this mean? This means protect your document. and you'll have protect the workbook. So basically that's for the whole workbook. So we'll just work with the protect sheet. So pretty simple. It's gonna be for select for locked cells and for unlocked cells. So it can be more complicated. You can, for example, protect only some things. So for example, you can protect rows, you can protect some columns, you can protect some types of cells. We are going to protect the whole document. So pretty simple. So we'll just click on OK. And right now we are not going to integrate no passwords to it. So we'll just click on OK. So right now our sheet is protected. How can we test it? Pretty simple. We'll just click somewhere. And as you can see, the cell or chart you're trying to change is on a protected sheet. So we need to unprotect it. So how do we unprotect it? We just click here. So there we go. So we can try it out again. Then we can try our save macro and we can click on unprotect sheet. So right now what we are going to do is pretty simple. We are going to protect our sheet with a macro. So pretty simple how exactly we do this. So the same way that we have created this button right here. So we'll go there. We'll record a macro when we are protecting our sheet. So we'll record the macro, we'll call it protection, and it's gonna be okay. So right now we are going to create our macro. So pretty simple. We come back in the review tab and we just click on protect the sheet. And then if you guys want to add a password, it's possible, but we're not gonna do it for the purpose of this course. So we'll just click on OK. And right now everything works fine. So our sheet is protected. So we can stop recording our macro. So right now we are going to come back here because we need to unprotect our sheet since it's protected. And what we're going to do is create a button for this, for this protection. So pretty simple how we are going to do this. The same way that we did for the past element. So we'll come back in our developer tab, we'll click on insert and we'll create our button. So it's gonna be right there. And we'll call it, it's gonna be protection. And we'll call our button protection. Protection. Good. So everything works fine. So right now, if we click on this button right here and we try to work on our sheet, it's not gonna work because it's protected. So I'm trying it again. It's protected, so it's not gonna work. Pretty simple. So I'll come back right here in my review tab and I'll protect the worksheet. So right now, let's say I want to unprotect. I want to have a button to unprotect my sheet. So it works pretty much the same way. So I'll go here, I click on protection, and right now I want to unprotect my sheet. So I'll create a macro especially for this. So I'll record a macro, I'll call it unprotect. And then I'll simply do what I need to do. So I'll go back in review, I'll click on unprotect sheet, and that's it. My macro is done. So I'll stop the recording part. So right now what I can do is pretty simple. I can just create a button that will unprotect my sheet. But let's first test our macro if it works perfectly. So we are going to protect our sheet. Now we're going to run the macro that we have just created. So it's going to be unprotect right there. So if we run it, as you can see, everything works perfectly fine. So right now we'll create a button for it. So pretty simple. We'll come back here in the insert tab and we're going to create a button that we are going to call unprotect. So it's going to be unprotect. Unprotect. Good. So we have our button that works pretty fine. So right now it's time to test our buttons. So first of all, we want to protect our sheet. Our sheet is protected, so we try it out. As you can see, it's not working. Now we unprotect the sheet. Everything works fine. So it's perfect. And now we can save our document. So right now, as you can see, we have basically stored all those tasks inside 3 buttons. Basically, you guys can use those buttons for, well, any purpose that you want inside of your Excel spreadsheet. So as you can see, it's possible to store macros inside of buttons, which is pretty cool in my opinion. And those are pretty simple macros and macros that you can use, well, on a daily basis. Let's say you want to protect automatically your sheet. Well, you just click on the button, bang, it's protected. And it's protected with a password, and you can decide the password that you want to use. And then to unprotect it, for example, you just enter the password. So basically, if you want to protect automatically your sheet, let's say you're working at your workplace and you want to protect your sheet, well, now you know how to use a simple button to protect it automatically. So I hope this will help you. So that's it for this class, guys, and see you all in our next class.